Hi, guys. I hope you're having a great Monday. So, I had something sent to me, and I thought this was very interesting. So, I'm going to go with allegedly, just in case somehow I'm wrong. I don't think I am. However, this is what is alleged, and I'm going to read it to you, and then we're going to watch this video, and I'm going to show you a couple things. This part, gross, but the end screenshot I have is even grosser. And all I got to say, Lori, it's birds of a feather flock together. You and your neighbor Ashley, nasty, vile. You two just love your P3DOs, don't you? Mm-hmm. Anywho, Miami County parent arrested for submitting fake doctor's notes to school. This was posted February 11, 2026, Bunker Hill, Indiana. A school police department in Miami County says a parent was taken into custody for giving fraudulent doctor's notes to her child's school. And I'm going to botch this name. The Mackinac School Court Police Department said in a new release issued Tuesday. An arrest warrant was issued February 2nd for Ashley Shepard of Bunker Hill, and she was arrested February 4th. The release said she was being held in the Miami County Jail on $13,000 bond. The jail does not share its inmate list publicly online, so it was not immediately known whether Shepard remained in jail. Online records from Miami Superior Court 2 show she faces preliminary low-level felony charges of counterfeiting and fraud with enhancing circumstances. She also faces a misdemeanor court of fraud. Her initial hearing was set for 1 p.m. Thursday in Miami Superior Court 2 in Peru. In early January, the school police department learned that a parent had doctor's notes and altered several doctor's notes to allow a student to have special privileges and to change unexcused absences to excused. Investigators say the doctor listed on the notes confirmed they were fake. News 8 reached out to the Miami County Jail for a booking photo of Shepard, but did not receive an immediate response. Anyone with information, blah, 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 blah. So the Mackinac, I'm sorry, I botched that, campus is located about 90 minutes drive north of downtown Indianapolis. Ashley Shepard, and this was finally provided by the Miami County Jail. You and Lori have the same hairstyle. So that's odd. That's really strange. But there's that. Let's watch the video, shall we? Let's get this big. Let's press play. And of course, I can't get it done. There we go.
We want to make sure that they do feel safe, so we are making sure that all of our guests and all of those fairgoers that come in our gates are really not coming.
Jeepers. I went through, I don't know how many different videos, but I think this is it. If not, I'll pause again.
Miami County, where police say a parent was taken into custody for giving fraudulent doctor's notes to her child's school. Last month, police in Mackinac School Corporation say they discovered that doctor's notes had been altered to allow the student to have special privileges and to...
Oh, no, you don't.
Excused. Investigators say the doctor listed on the notes...
I apologize. Of course this is happening.
Fraudulent doctor's notes to her child's school. Last month, police in Mackinac School Corporation say they discovered that doctor's notes had been altered to allow the student to have special privileges and to change unexcused absences to excused. Investigators say the doctor listed on the notes confirmed they're fake. Police arrested Ashley Shepard last week. Online records show prosecutors have charged her with counterfeiting.
And replaced a state utility commissioner. Braun dismissed former state senator Andy Zay. He claimed...
So that's interesting. Hold, please. So there's Ashley. That's Lori's neighbor. She's in Unit 2. Lori's in 4. They legit have the same hairdo. It's up and looks like a skunk. They both love their P3DOs. Absolutely disgusting. There's her Facebook. Very interesting. Here's the trigger warning. a former Kokomo, Indiana Police Department officer. A former Kokomo, Indiana Police Department officer was convicted on June 5th, 2026 for SEXUAL contact with a minor. And then it says Ashley Shepard. What the fuck is going on? Hey guys, I don't know if this has anything to do, actually. I just wanted to double check with the neighbor Ashley. I'm going to read this to you. However, I do not see her name, so I'm not sure why that name was under the bottom. Maybe it was pertaining to a different article. I'm not too sure. So I'm going to retract my comment of the P3DO because I don't know if it was in fact her child or not. And I definitely should have researched more. However, I am going to read this to you because I'm not exactly sure. This is disgusting. So, former Indiana police officer found guilty of sexual assault, civil rights violations involving a 14-year-old runaway. A former Indiana police officer is a 14-year-old runaway while on duty. Oh, fuck off. And later attempted to conceal evidence and mislead investigators. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, a federal jury found former Kokomo Police Department officer Sinmi Asamuide, 33 guilty following a 5-day trial. Federal prosecutors alleged that he used his position as a police officer to locate, detain, and sexually assault a juvenile female before taking steps to obstruct the subsequent investigation. How the investigation began. So according to the Department of Justice and reporting by Fox 59, he first encountered the victim while assigned to a follow-up on a report involving a runaway 14-year-old girl during his time as a probationary officer. The victim later told investigators that during one runaway-related contact, he transported her but remained parked at a local youth center parking lot, where he allegedly, trigger warning, asked inappropriate questions before eventually returning her home. Federal prosecutors stated that after the encounter, he exchanged phone numbers with the juvenile and continued communicating with her. According to evidence during trial, prosecutors alleged that he later tracked the victim's location after she ran away from home again. The victim told investigators that he located her, handcuffed her, and placed her into his police vehicle before transporting her to an isolated parking lot. Federal prosecutors alleged that he sexually assaulted the victim while acting under color of law. The Department of Justice stated that jurors ultimately accepted the government's evidence and returned guilty verdicts on all charges. So, the federal prosecutors stated that the jury specifically found that the deprivation of rights offense included kidnapping and AS contact involving a child younger than 16 years old. Witness tampering convictions. The Department of Justice reported that Nasty was also convicted of witness tampering after allegedly attempting to mislead investigators. According to prosecutors, evidence presented at trial showed that Nasty, vile, federal authorities stated that jurors concluded that these actions were intended to obstruct investigation. FBI statement following the verdict. Following the conviction, FBI Indianapolis Field Office Special Agent in charge Timothy J. O'Malley issued a statement regarding the outcome of the case. The defendant used his position of trust and the appearance of assistance to isolate and assault a child, then took steps to obstruct the investigation by destroying records and lying to law enforcement. O'Malley further stated that the defendant's actions reflected a disregard for the law, the victim, and public trust, and that federal authorities would continue pursuing accountability in cases involving civil rights violations and crimes committed under color of law. Current status, he has been convicted. He remains pending sentencing in federal court. Significance of the conviction. So federal prosecutors characterized the case as a civil rights violation committed under color of law, alleging that a sworn police officer used official authority and access gained through the position to commit criminal acts against a juvenile. The conviction represents a completed federal jury determination on the charges presented at trial. So they want to know who he was. He was a former officer with the Kokomo Police Department who was convicted in federal court on charges involving SA of a juvenile runaway and witness tampering. He's convicted of, they found him guilty of deprivation of rights under color of law through SA, conduct involving kidnapping, AS, contact involving a child under 16, and witness tampering. This child was 14 years old. What sentence maximum possible sentence of life imprisonment. So if you're a police officer, attorney, government agency, or citizen involved in a police-related incident, need an independent standards review, expect expert consultation, body camera analysis, or case. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I just want to know if this has anything to do with Ashley, but I'm not seeing anything. So I'm retracting until I get further information. I have somebody investigating it. I just wanted to read this anyways, because if anyone sees this piece of crap, stay the hell away from them. And this shit happens all the time. I don't know if you guys remember me telling you that when I was younger, before I had my son, it was, I don't know, like 2009 maybe? No, it must have been before, because I had meningitis in 2008, so it was before. It must have been like 2007, maybe 6. I was living by myself, and an incident happened with my son's father. The police were called. My friend called, and the cop that showed up was professional until I was coming home from work one night, and he was parked outside my house. I thought that my ex was in trouble again or something happened, and I just went to the car, and I came home from a bar that I worked at, and I had been drinking that night. It was basically across the street. So I came home. I had quite the buzz, and I just hopped in his car. I was like, "Hey, I know you. What's up? Give me a hug." That guy was literally following me around, trying to do the do with me. He's a married police officer. And at the time, I mean, I was young. I was only like 22. I didn't realize it was wrong. I mean, I thought maybe, because he was gorgeous. I just thought, holy shit, I'd turn this cop's eye. That'd be amazing. Date this one, and I wouldn't have to worry about this and that. And I didn't realize he was married at the time, and I didn't realize what he was doing was absolutely disgusting and wrong. Obviously, I do now than I did afterwards, but he would follow me everywhere. It was weird. Like, the people that lived in the building with me, they'd be like, "Oh, that guy's out there again." What guy? The cop? I was like, "Oh, he must like me." And then I found out that he was married, and I'm not the first person he's done this to. Yeah. Be wary of police officers. Obviously, be respectful. However, if you ever feel uncomfortable or you think they're doing or saying something wrong, you make sure that you get their badge number, and you make sure you tell them that you do not feel comfortable and what they're doing you feel is wrong, and walk away, ask for the supervisor, whatever you got to do. Because this happens way too much. And I'm one of the lucky ones who didn't get our APED'd. Because this motherfucker he's the one with the most power now. Yeah, he's right there, chief of police. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I don't know how many victims he has. I'm fortunate that he didn't do anything to me. However, there's women that are very naive, and I was one of them. And he's awful looking now. He literally is overweight, and I don't know what the hell I even seen in him. But again, I was young. He wasn't that big. He was a cop. I was impressed. Thank you, my savior, for saving you from my ex, from what he did and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, just moral of the story is make sure you do research, like I should have done before saying the P3DO lover. That was wrong. I agree with that for Lori. However, Ashley, I don't know what this has to do with her. I assume that was it. My assumption was wrong, so I'm taking that back. Please don't say anything to her about that, because it's not right. Unless I get any information that this was her daughter, then even still, that's not fucking right what I said that. I literally jumped the gun and assumed it was someone that she was friends with and had around her daughter. That's not the case at all. This cop used his badge to lure this girl and essay her. That has nothing to do with Ashley as a parent whatsoever. Now, the other things I discussed, yes, absolutely. But this, no. I'm not sure why that was sent to me, but I took off running. I'm sorry. I apologize. Please do not say or do anything to her about that, because that is my fault. But I'm glad I researched it, because I'm completely wrong. Unless there's somehow, like I said, some sort of information that I missed. Regardless, it doesn't matter. That child's a victim, and the mother had nothing to do with it. So I'm wrong, and I apologize. Also, I need to make another apology. I upset some people in my chat yesterday. I knew after I said it was wrong, and I was hoping I could get away with it. Well, I didn't. So I do definitely need to apologize. And it was when I said, that's how I know God isn't real, was when I was talking about Lori and the things that she does. And that's not the only reason, but that's a portion of a reason. And I did say that, and I upset some people, and I apologize because I just bashed your religion and I didn't think that far ahead. I have that thing where, stick your foot in your mouth thing. I do that a lot. So I apologize, and I apologize in the comment section. Regardless, I'm going to give you a public apology because I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have. That's not right. I was heated. I was mad. Regardless, you don't do that. You know what I mean? So I need to watch the goddams and Jeeper Jesus and all. I need to shut the fuck up about religion, because just because I don't believe it doesn't mean others do or don't. You know what I mean? And I need to be mindful of that. And I need to keep reminding myself that, because I get so heated and I start running off at the mouth, and then I regret what I say. I knew as soon as I said it, it was wrong. But like I said, I was hoping that people would not catch it, but they did. And I'm sorry. So basically, the reason why I'm putting out this video with the beginning of misinformation is because I want to show you guys that not everyone's perfect, and creators do get things wrong. And I need to admit my wrongs, because if I didn't, that's just not who I am. Sometimes people, subscribers and members, they basically idolize creators and think they're, I don't know, like 100% correct all the time, or they're like a god. They look up to them. No one's perfect. You have to admit when you're wrong, and I'm going to. That's why I'm leaving everything in this video that I said, because yeah, I was wrong. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's important, because a lot of people don't apologize, and a lot of people don't admit when you're wrong, and a lot of people, you know what I mean? I do, and I've always done that. I do get things wrong, and I have to own it, and I'm owning it. And I really, really, really hope that poor little girl has got the therapy she needs, and that motherfucker's in prison for the rest of his life, because how dare you use your badge? Disgusting. All right, you guys. So that's it for me. I'll see you in the comments. If you have any beef with me, go ahead. Go ahead. Just don't fucking yell at me. Say what you want. Obviously, if it's going to be nasty, I'll take it. It's not really... No. You guys say what you want to say. I've done it too, so... If you're mad at me, you want an apology, or I owe you an apology, I'm sure I'll see the comment, and I definitely will. And again, I apologize for everything I said in this video, as well as what I said about God. That was something I should have never said. You know what I mean? All right, I'm going to make dinner because I'm really hungry, but I wanted to get this video out. You guys have a great night, and I will see you in the comments.